Tonight we have a special, hey Liz, we have a special guest joining us. She's going to be sharing her journey to becoming a pro. Super excited to hear her story and share it with you all. Also, yeah. And we're going to get to know about her. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, how are
So
you
glad
doing?
you could join us.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, so I'm going to do an intro and then I'll have you introduce yourself. All right, let me get the camera. Hey guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes Late Night Grind, where we interview some of your favorite competitors. I'm your host, Regina Perez Fitness, IFBB Pro, competition and posing coach. And tonight I have with me my special guest, and I'm going to have her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Felecia Chang. I am an IFBB Fit Model Pro. I just turned pro at Junior USA's this year. Really excited to be on here. That was my first ever overall, too. So
Yeah.
very cool, and excited to be joining the Pro League.
Yes, girl. So we want to hear all about your journey, but first I like to do like a quick this or that. So I give you two options and you just kind of tell me which one you prefer. So morning workouts or evening workouts?
Morning.
Me too. I'm a morning girl. Heels or sneakers?
Probably sneakers. I'm not a heels girl at all.
Well, you look amazing. We're going to talk about your pro debut too.
Thank you.
Beach vacation or mountain getaway?
Mountain.
Okay, cool, cool. Cardio or leg day?
Leg day. I'm not a cardio girl.
Listen, I've been kind of getting into the cardio lately. Maybe because I'm
Oh
like
my
watching
gosh.
my TV shows while doing mine.
Yeah.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram. I actually don't use TikTok at all anymore. So I'm like, I can only
Yeah.
handle one form of social media. That's it.
It's so much. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Threads,
Yeah.
YouTube. It's so much.
Hmm.
Sweet or salty snacks?
Probably salty.
Salty.
Yeah.
And then what's your favorite exercise right now? Because you know it changes through prep.
Yes. I love a good single arm lat pull down.
Okay, yes. Look, all the bad girlies.
Yes.
Okay, so as you mentioned earlier this year, you turned pro. Share with us how you got into the bodybuilding community. Somebody came up to you, how did that start?
Yeah, so it started when I was in college. My first ever prep was in 2024. I knew nothing about bodybuilding before I saw it on Instagram. Me and my roommate were one day just scrolling on Instagram and we saw Lorely Chapados and I was like,
Yes,
whoa, she looks really good. So I started
yes, she
looking
looks
at the
amazing.
different divisions and I saw that there was bikini because at the time there wasn't Fit Model. And I was like, maybe I want to try it out. So I started looking into bodybuilding coaches, found my first coach and still coach right now, Lexi Maitland,
Okay,
and
yes, she's
started
awesome. Love her.
she's the best. She is the best. But then I started my first prep there. I didn't do like a building season or anything. I actually had never hit upper body prior to prepping for a show. So
Yeah.
I kind of grew into the stage and it was just a really cool journey and I fell in love with competing. Obviously, I feel like I handle competing and prep a lot different now than in 2024, but
Yes.
that's how
Especially
I
being
got
on
into
that pro level, it's a whole nother ball game.
it.
And so
Hmm.
with you finding your coach and, kind of there was bikini, then became fit model. How was that transition going from bikini and then your coach being like, you know what, I want to put you into fit model?
Yeah, so when Fit Model came out, I actually asked my coach. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about the Fit Model division? Do you think I could do it? Is it for me and my physique at the time?" And she was like, "Honestly, I think you are a little bit too big for Fit Model." So we continue to just keep growing for bikini. I mean, I'm natural, and it's just so hard to put on mass.
Girl,
Um,
yes, I know. I know.
so I was like, okay. And then we started cutting, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do a bikini show. That was last year. And that didn't end up happening. That prep just did not end up coming to fruition. I saw my husband
Yeah.
eating nachos every day, and it just pissed me off just watching him. I was like, dude, there's no way. But
Yeah,
then,
this is not gonna work. But
yeah.
yeah.
But then,
Okay.
yeah, and then this year came around, and probably in around December of last year, I was asking my coach, "Hey, what do you think about hopping into a prep, like doing fit model?" And
Yep.
she was like, "Yeah," and we ended up just getting into prep because I didn't really want to grow. I feel like for bikini, I knew that even if I did
Yeah, it
ever
takes a
turn,
lot of time, especially with the
yeah,
muscularity that they have. One of my friends, she's 122, and I was 122, and I'm like, girl, the difference in body comp is insane here. So yes, you do have to put on a lot of muscle and be tiny with it as well. So
yeah. Yeah, I felt like bikini just didn't feel very like it didn't really mesh into my lifestyle, and I wanted something that was a little bit more sustainable. So I feel like Fit
yeah,
Model does such a great job of, just balancing
yes.
prep with life. So I like it. I
Mhm.
love the division.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
absolutely am so thankful that they introduced it because I was a bikini girly and then fit model came. I was like, this is where I'm at. I'm naturally
Mhm.
small framed and natural, same as you. So this is like, there's still a lot of hard work. For those of you who are joining fit models, still a lot of hard work.
Mhm.
Still, you got to lean out, be a certain percent fast. So just getting on stage, you will be like, oh my goodness, maybe I need to kind of rethink this. So talk to us about your first regional show. How did that go?
Yeah, my first regional show was here in Las Vegas. I wasn't even planning on competing in that. I was actually planning on competing like a month after that show, but then the week before I was like, "Hey, like what do you think about just jumping into this show? Like I'm already here, so I might as well."
Yes, it's local.
So my coach was like, "Yeah, let's just jump in and see what the judges say, get some feedback." And the feedback was really great. And after that, I was like, "Yeah, I probably will want to continue doing fit model." Got a little bit
Yes.
leaner for the next couple of shows and felt really good about it.
Okay. So fast forward, you did your regional, did a couple more, and then you go into nationals.
hmm
How was that?
It was so different than what I was expecting. I feel like
Hmm.
well, my I did my first ever national show this year in Pittsburgh, and there were just so many girls, and everyone looked
So many.
so good. I was like, oh my gosh. And actually, the week before I had done a regional show, we got my stage pictures back, and I was like, dang, I hate the way I look in my front pose. So, like, 2 days before Pittsburgh, I switched up my posing completely and got into the
Yeah.
show. Felt so much better with the posing and won my
Good,
class,
good.
and Pittsburgh was two
Nice.
pro cards.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Pittsburgh was two pro cards in total for fit model. So I went up for the overall and did not get it, which was totally fine. My first ever
Yep.
national show. I was already very, very happy. And then
Yes.
a couple weeks later, I went to Junior USA's and got my
Yes.
pro card there.
Okay. So you did two national shows and got it at your second national show at your pro
hmm
card, which
Yes.
is fairly quick for, I know some girls that have been competing national shows going in five, six, seven. And for you getting it at your second one, talk to us a little bit about the difference between a regional show and national. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, okay, I'm doing regionals, then going to nationals. There's a big difference, you all. So I want you to
Mhm.
kind of share your experience with those two.
Yeah, I feel like fit model is so much about presentation, and I feel like in in the national show, like all the girls have it down. They have their
Yes.
hair, their makeup, their posing, their presentation. Everything is so good. And I feel like in regional shows, some people might just be doing it kind of for fun. But I feel like
Hmm.
national shows, these girls are serious. They're like, I'm gonna get everything
Yes.
down, everything's gonna be perfected. So I just feel like the presentation overall at national
Mhm.
shows was really amazing being there.
Yes. And when I did my national show, we had like 20 plus girls. I got my pro
Mhm.
card my second national show as well. And like you mentioned, everybody hair, glam, presentation, suit,
Mhm.
everything was on point. And so for you with identifying that, what helped you to stand out at your second national show?
Actually, I was talking to the head judge, Becky Clausen,
I
after
love
and
her. She's amazing.
she's the best. And my feedback was that she was just like, step on a pro stage, see how you do. But she said she especially liked my front pose. She said that it looked really dynamic. I have like a glute pop and a kind of wider stance when I do my front pose, which actually I
Hmm.
just competed in my pro debut at St. Petersburg, and the judges
Yep.
actually did not like that there. So
Yeah.
that's something that Becky said that stood out for me when I got my pro
Hmm.
card.
Okay, good. So for you, it was your posing presentation that helped you to stand out. And so, as you
Hmm.
mentioned, going into your pro show, the judges may have a different view on it. And that's kind of the thing with a lot of athletes getting on stage. You can take the feedback, modify it, but it depending on who you're in front of, they may see it differently. And so for you going into your first pro show, like tell us all the thoughts, all the feels. How did that go?
Yeah, I was really excited going into my first pro show, but also like insanely nervous. I remember boarding the plane and I was like, oh my gosh, my stomach it just like hurts so bad. I couldn't really like, keep food down properly and I was just so nervous just going into it. But I feel like once I got to the venue, like got on stage, I mean, it helped that the first time the judges saw me was in first look. So I was in a group
Yeah.
setting. So it just felt like
Yeah.
okay, like I'm with these other girls. I'm not alone, and that just helped my nerves like dissipate a lot
Good.
more.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And they're doing that with a lot of the pro shows they're having because there's so many of us. I think for your
Hmm.
show, it was maybe 39, something
I
like
think
it
there
was
was
over
around
30 girls.
29, 30. Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go, about 29, 30 girls. And so to bring all y'all out, it's like we got to do them like between 5 to 7 girls, look at them,
Hmm.
and then you all come out and do your presentation. So they did that also for my pro debut. And I do like that so they can kind of see who's all here. And then you come out for your
Hmm.
individuals. So with you completing your first show, like how is it after when it's all
Yeah,
like
so I actually didn't end up placing at my first pro show, which is totally fine. Obviously, like I feel like everyone comes into a show wanting to do well. No one goes into a
yeah.
show being like, "Oh, I want to do bad." So I think after prejudging, I kind of knew. Like, I mean, I was in third call out, so I kind of knew like
Mhm.
what my placing was. Did not feel good after prejudging for sure. Went to the bathroom and cried a little bit,
Yeah.
which is kind of embarrassing. But I'm like, you know what? Like
No,
everyone
that means
goes.
that you're very serious about like stepping on stage. So I think that's in my eyes, that's a good thing. Like, hey, I'm on the stage, I want to do
Mhm.
well. So that's how I would look
Yeah.
at it.
I was definitely a little bit upset after the first show, and I feel like I couldn't really see things clearly. But I
Hmm.
feel like stepping back, like I think it's been around 2 weeks after the show. I feel like I mean my placings were well deserved. Like I definitely didn't deserve to be in the top call out. I think my posing was a little bit off. I have a pretty
Hmm.
wide stance, so the judges did say that I looked very muscular, which surprised me because I feel like to
Yeah.
me I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so small. Like let me pose big. I'm trying to grow like my entire life. So being told that I
Yes.
was on the muscular side, I was very surprised. But I
Yeah.
now know what to do, like going
What to
into my
see.
next show, and what I can do better and take the judges'
And that's
feedback on.
exactly rolling into my next question. You kind of answered that was identifying, like looking back. Because me as a pro, I
Mhm.
always look back at the videos, look back at the ladies, and try to go and see what do I need to change, what do I need to do better, but still staying true to myself. And for
Mhm.
you, didn't correct me if I'm wrong. You identified that maybe switching up your posing a little bit will help you in your next show. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think the posing definitely will help for sure.
Okay. Good. And then so going through, your pro show, going from your nationals, then going into the pro show, what do you feel like was the hardest challenge transitioning into that pro status? Because you get your pro card
Mhm.
and now it's like a whole nother league. And now you got
Mhm.
to prepare for your pro debut. What was the hardest challenge from that national, getting your pro card, and then going into that pro show?
I think it's like a big mindset shift of like always from going from always being the mix to not being in the mix at all. I feel like is a little bit challenging as an athlete. But
Mm-hmm. When you say mix, you mean like top 5, top 10, or?
Or like just getting a look from the judges
Okay,
and always being in consideration to win. It's very
right.
humbling. It's very, very humbling, but I feel like I'm glad that I got in, I'm glad that I did the show and I now know what I can do better. And I feel like
Yeah.
my standard for myself going into my next show is just taking the judges' feedback and bringing a look that better lines up with the rest of the girls.
Yes. Good, good. And so a lot of competitors out here. We got Fitmo so new. Everybody wants to be a pro. So what do you think competitors can do to kind of stand out like you did on stage?
Mm, I don't really know, but I feel like I don't really know, but I feel like just going into every single show with the mindset of every single girl that also stands on stage with you has also given it their all, if not even more than you. I feel like I could have given more than what I did give, and
Mhm.
my placing was very well deserved. So just knowing that everyone else is also there, they worked very hard, they had a very long prep, and they're trying their best to do well on stage
Yeah.
as well. And just knowing that and being more humble about like placings and everything like that.
Yes, that
Yes.
self-awareness to those that are wanting to be pros, as you mentioned. Yes, you go from, maybe overall top 2 at your previous regional show, but then you come into nationals and you're wanting that pro card, staying self-aware of where you're at and how much you're putting into it. Because like we know what we did, like a 70% prep or
Mhm.
100%. And so whoever, wins that, supporting them and cheering them on, because the fit model community has been growing and everyone is super supportive, and I love the way that we are growing this sport in such a positive way. And
Yeah.
so for you, when you think of beauty and beast mode, what comes to mind?
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear what you said
Oh,
there.
beauty and beast mode. When you hear beauty and beast mode, what comes to mind?
um, I think I just hear like being your best self while doing something badass, like
Yeah, I
bodybuilding
like
is, I feel like bodybuilding, I didn't know anyone doing bodybuilding growing up, and being one of the only like people in my community that grew up, I think probably the only one in my community that is doing it now. I feel like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is truly being that beauty and beast mode, that 1%, because not a lot of people step on stage. So for those who are competing and trying to get to that pro level, or try to get that top 2, just know that you are the 1% and you are doing amazing. Placing does not matter. Just think about your journey to getting to the stage and how much you've changed. And so what are some final words that you would kind of give to new competitors getting into the sport?
Yeah, I think I would say like just step on stage with a package that you're really proud of. I
Yeah.
think my first show, I stepped on stage and I kind of forgot about how much work I put into the prep when I got my placing. I did not place well with my first ever regional show, but just looking back at the process and being like, yeah, like I put the effort in. Maybe I could have given more, but yeah, looking back and just seeing how far you have come.
Yes. I love that. And for you, like you said, your first show, you didn't do, well, but look at you now. Now you're a pro and
Yeah.
doing pro shows. So it's all about continuing. Like you just never
Hmm.
know who's going to show up, the judges, your placing. So if you're really committed to this sport, you will reach that next level of becoming a pro. And
Hmm.
so for you, do you have any upcoming competitions or events that you would like to share?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have my eye on a couple of shows here.
Yeah.
One show that I do have my eye on is Vancouver at the end of the month, and then thinking about Nashville as well. But
Okay. Oh
after that, I don't
yeah.
know.
Listen, it's gonna be so stacked towards the end of the year. You have the one in Atlanta, you have the one in Tennessee, you have
Hmm.
the one in Raleigh, you have the one in Tampa. Like it's just gonna be so insane. I'm excited to see
Yeah.
how it goes these next couple of shows, because everybody's trying to get to
Hmm.
that Olympia stage, and so it's gonna be
Yeah.
like a rush, rush, rush. So I'm excited to see your journey. For those of you who are on here following, be sure to follow her and stay up to date with her and cheer her on as she continues on to her next pro show. And for those of you who are on here, thank you for tuning in every Monday night at 8 p.m. where we interview some of your favorite competitors. And always remember to be a beauty in beast mode.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, girl. Thank you.
Thank you.